My name is Tosin Ajayi and this is my story.
This is the tale of two cities. Just think of me as your tour guide, ladies and gentlemen. Follow me. Welcome to the city, welcome to the gritty concrete, where cons and creeps, sweet, sweet, pretty young girls off their feet, off the Ave, off the beaten path. Cops walk the beat and clash with the bad bloods. Average thug is not a savage, but likes to behave like Hades, spat him up. Home of the white tees, over the white beaters, down to the white sneaks.
If I'm gonna put it in a nutshell, it really is to change the world. That's the main thing that I think about when I think about purpose. I actually want to be a kind of person that maybe at the end they'll say, this guy, the world actually changed because he was around. The main niche or area in which I've developed, and I think this is the area I'm going to get plugged into, is really with Africans. So when we talk about changing the world, if at the end of my life I can say I did something that went towards Africa improving, Africa changing, Africa becoming the place it's supposed to be, then I've achieved something. So I think that's really my purpose. I work as a campus minister with a group called Every Nation. The whole idea of it is that students on the university campuses today are going to rule the world in the future. And while they're university campuses, that's when a lot of people start asking questions like, who am I? What am I going to do? Where am I going to do it? Where am I going to go in life? And we feel that that's the real time to get in there and start helping them figure that out. And actually a good time to get in there and helping them realize that what I personally think is that without God, you're never going to become the leader that you're supposed to become. When I first went to university, I studied at Imperial College. I met up with a group of guys called, well, that's what Every Nation was known back then as His People, and met them in the first year. And I remember the first time I walked into the church, I walked into the back of the church and I just felt, this is it. This is going to be home for the next 4 years. That's it. And the whole vision of the church of, look, we've got to change the world. They have this slogan that says, change the campus, change the world. And the whole idea is that if you get onto university campuses, this is the final bit of sort of structured education that happens before people actually get thrust into the real world, before they start figuring out what they're going to do. And everything that we're trying to do at university to help people realize their purpose, but realize their purpose through God, I really, really love it. And after my second year at university, I mean, we had a businessman come around and he gave us a talk. And he said, look, in life, do what you love, because anything else is going to be second best. What do I actually really love? What is it that I love doing? And the answer came through in creative arts. I love doing creative arts. I love doing drama. So when I went to a campus pastor and I spoke to him and I said, this is what I'm thinking of doing. He said, how about you come into the campus team for a couple of years, work as a campus minister, work within the creative arts, and then after you've done that for a couple of years, you build a portfolio together, and then you can go into that full time. And that sounded perfect, because I really still felt like the reason God had sent me to Imperial hadn't been accomplished yet. I think like most Nigerians, like it's something that the course you do is heavily influenced by what your parents think. And I knew from a young age I didn't want to be a doctor. My dad was a doctor, his brothers were doctors, my brother wanted to be a doctor, and I wanted to be something else. My dad was like, okay, cool, what are you going to do? And knowing that there's only about 5 different courses that Nigerian parents would pay for, I chose one of the ones that I knew that he would be happy with, which was engineering. First time when I showed up and I told my dad, like, Dad, I want to go to this school in America, I'm going to go there for 7 months and trying to be a campus minister. His first question was, how does this use your degree? And I had to tell my dad that, okay, there is no direct practical application for my degree. And so it was like, no, Tosin, come here, look, you have a very good degree from a very good university, you can do whatever you want. He said, why don't you go and get a good job with like one of these SOs or something like that? Because by this time I'd worked for 3 major companies. My dad essentially thought, look, you can go away and you can get a job and you can still do this whole thing of working with students on the side. And quite frankly, that's not what I was there for. That's not what was on my heart. What I was saying that this is what I'm supposed to be doing it involved dedication, it involved full-time commitment to it. Because I mean, everybody knows in London it's hard enough trying to do one job, talk less of trying to do a job and then do something extracurricular as well. There's some really organized people who can do it, but to be honest with you, I don't have that level. I don't have that skill set to be able to hold the job down and do something extracurricular. It's kind of like do something and that's what I do. That's kind of like, I said when the joint between life and work gets kind of blurry, I know that's when I'm working probably around the optimum.
Some people be acting like they know it all. Hey, ooh. Some people be acting like they know it all. Hey, oh, some people be acting like they know it all.
It went from that, but nowadays it's got to the point where my parents actually see the benefit of what it is I'm doing. They see the long-term benefits of it, and they start suggesting ways of doing it better, as opposed to saying I shouldn't do it at all, which is pretty fun.
Some people be acting like they know it all.